Welcome back to our channel, World Coins History. As you knew that old is gold, but these rare states $quarter coins that are most valuable than you think, don't spend one of them, so please watch complete video and find your treasure. Let's start this. Top 1. Today, we're going on a journey into one tiny piece of metal that might just change the way you look at spare change forever, the 1999 United States $quarter from Connecticut. You might hold one in your wallet right now and think, it's just a quarter. But give me a minute and I'll show you how, under the right light, it can transform into a hidden gem, a collectible that whispers stories of history, artistry, and sometimes, mystery. Picture the coin in your palm. On one side, the familiar profile of George Washington, a quiet, proud presence. On the other side, the beautifully engraved charter oak, surrounded by the word Connecticut and the date 1788. At first glance it's ordinary, maybe even forgettable. But for collectors who know what to look for, this coin is like a secret door into the past, the year when Connecticut joined the Union, immortalized on a little silver disc spinning through cash drawers and piggy banks. Here's where things get interesting. While millions of these quarters were minted, not all are created equal. Some were struck under ideal conditions, the metal flow perfect, the die sharp, the surfaces brilliant and mirror-like. When one of those pristine quarters crosses your path, with crisp lettering, defined edges, no scratches or discoloration, you hold something special. A well-preserved 1999 Connecticut quarter can gleam like new, despite the decades past, and then there are the oddballs. The rare few that escaped perfection of minting and instead carry subtle quirks. Maybe a tiny die crack creeps along the rim, or a faint doubling of the letters, United States of America, appears under close inspection. Maybe there's a slight off-center strike, or a minute blemish that, to an untrained eye, seems like a flaw, but to a collector becomes a badge of uniqueness. These anomalies set the coin apart from the everyday change, and instantly raise its interest among enthusiasts hunting for scarce, one-of-a-kind pieces. If you're building a collection, say, a complete set of U.S. state quarters, the 1999 Connecticut coin becomes a quiet foundation stone. But even beyond sets, for those who relish numismatic detective work, finding a high-grade or era-variant piece feels like stumbling on a time capsule, a flash of mint luster, a neat design, a whisper of history, and maybe, a surprise hidden in the metal. Now imagine holding that coin up to the light, angling it just right so the charter oak glows softly. You flip it. The Washington portrait catches the glare. Instantly, you're no longer just holding loose change, you're holding a tiny tribute to one of the original 13 states, a 1999 echo of colonial heritage, a minted moment from a time almost 3 decades ago. It's history in your hand. And history looks more beautiful when it's preserved. So the next time you drop a quarter into your pocket, or sift through coins in your wallet, pause. Take a second to look. If you spot a 1999 Connecticut quarter with deep details, great shine, no scratches, maybe even a curious tick of a die mark or a slight off-center impression, don't dismiss it. You could be looking at a coin that's quietly worth more than face value. In the current collector's market, a well-preserved Connecticut 1999 quarter, with clean surfaces and sharp strike, can fetch around $15 to $20. And when you're lucky enough to uncover a variant with strong luster or an intriguing mint error, auction results have sometimes soared to $100 or more for a single coin. So if you're intrigued, start checking your change. Keep your eyes sharp. A rare find might be hiding among ordinary coins right now, waiting for you to discover it. Top 2, we're diving into one of the most talked about coins from the modern quarter series, the United States of America 2009 $quarter for the District of Columbia, and trust me, if you're a collector, a coin hunter, or someone who simply enjoys discovering hidden treasures, you'll want to stay with me all the way to the end. The 2009 District of Columbia quarter is special for many reasons. First, it was part of the short-lived D.C. and Territories program, released right after the 50-state quarter series ended. Second, it features the legendary Duke Ellington seated at his piano on the reverse. And third, and this is where things get interesting, some coins from this release contain unusual errors and eye-catching varieties that turn an ordinary quarter into a valuable collector's prize. Even though millions of these coins were produced, collectors know the truth. rarity isn't always about how many were made, it's about how many survived with something unusual. Most of the 2009 DC quarters you find in pocket change are regular, well-worn circulation coins. Those usually remain worth their face value. But when a coin shows crisp details, a bright luster, or even better, a rare minting error, suddenly the value can jump dramatically. One of the most famous types of errors to look for on this coin is doubling. This can appear on the name Duke Ellington, especially on the letters ELL. Some coins show doubling on the piano keys or along the frame of the piano. These double die varieties are rare and can be extremely desirable for error collectors. The more dramatic the doubling and the better preserved the coin, the higher the demand. There are also minor die cracks, extra metal along the edges of the piano, or slight raised lines near the lettering that collectors love to find. Each of these unusual markings tells a story, a brief moment when the minting process slipped for just a second and created a tiny piece of history. For collectors, little mistakes like this are treasures, and finding one feels like winning a hidden object game in the real world. Now think about this. Someone may have tossed one of these valuable coins into a vending machine without ever knowing what they had. That's the thrill of this hobby, the chase, the mystery, and the excitement of discovering something rare where nobody expects it. And trust me, thousands of collectors are out there right now searching through pocket change, coin rolls, and old jars hoping to find one of these special DC quarters. So what should you look for? Check the reverse carefully. Examine Duke Ellington's name. Look closely at the piano keys. Notice any doubling or unusual shapes in the lettering. Also check for rotating die cracks or raised metal that doesn't seem like part of the design. A simple magnifying glass can reveal a treasure that the naked eye misses, and the best part? You don't need to be an expert to get started, you just need curiosity, patience, and a little bit of luck. Now let's talk value, because I know many of you are wondering what these coins can actually bring in today's real market. Regular circulated coins remain worth their face value. A bright, clean uncirculated example can bring from $1 to a few dollars depending on condition. Minor double die varieties or small errors can sell for $5 to around $20. Stronger doubling with clear detail visible on the letters or piano keys can move into the higher range, often selling for $50 to over $100 when collectors want them. The rarest, most dramatic certified double die examples, especially those graded in high mint condition, can reach into the hundreds, and in exceptional cases, may bring four-figure amounts at auction. Yes, you heard that right, a simple 25-cent coin, if rare enough, can sell for several $100s or even over $1,000 to the right collector. That's why this coin is more exciting than it appears. It's not just metal. It's a small piece of American history, a tribute to a musical legend, and a potential treasure hiding in everyday pockets across the country. So if you love coins, if you enjoy the thrill of discovering something rare, or if you simply like hearing stories about hidden value in ordinary places, make sure you keep an eye out for this 2009 District of Columbia quarter. Check your pockets, your drawers, your old coin jars. You never know what you might find. And if you enjoyed this deep dive into one of the most interesting modern quarters, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and tap the bell so you never miss more coin hunts, rare finds, and stories just like this. Top 3, we're diving into a coin that millions of people have touched, but only a few truly understand. A coin that honors the Empire State, the Statue of Liberty, and one of the most iconic skylines on Earth. The United States of America New York quarter, minted in the year 2001. This coin may look simple at first glance, but it hides a world of history, meaning, rarity, and for some lucky collectors, surprising value. This quarter is part of the legendary 50-state quarter program, one of the most popular U.S. coin series ever released. When the New York design arrived in 2001, it instantly became a favorite because of its bold imagery. The Statue of Liberty stands proudly on the reverse, facing a detailed outline of the state map, and across it, a ribbon reading, "Gateway to Freedom." It reflects not just a place, but a spirit. And because of its symbolism, collectors still look for the finest examples today. But here's the part coin lovers pay attention to: not all New York quarters are the same. While hundreds of millions were minted, only a small portion remain in sharp, uncirculated condition. Fewer still show unusual features created during the minting process. And it's these rare varieties and error pieces that transform this common 25-cent coin into something truly special. Some New York quarters show off-center strikes, where the design shifts noticeably to one side. Others have die cracks running through the state outline or around Liberty's torch, adding unique character to the coin. A famous collectible version is the rotated die error, where one side is misaligned when flipped, and this is something collectors hunt for obsessively. Even subtle differences like weak strikes, clogged lettering, or extra metal along edges can increase the value dramatically. Imagine this, a coin that millions spent without thinking, suddenly becoming a desirable treasure because of a tiny minting moment frozen forever in metal. That's what makes coin collecting exciting, the idea that something rare and valuable can appear anywhere, even in ordinary pocket change. And the New York quarter is one of those coins people check again and again, hoping to find that special 1.so. If you ever come across a New York quarter from 2001, take a closer look. Check the lettering. Inspect Liberty's torch. Look at the map outline. Examine whether the strike is centered evenly. Any unusual detail could mean you're holding a collectible worth far more than its small face value. Now let's talk about the real market. Common circulated New York quarters are still worth 25 cents. Uncirculated brilliant coins can reach $1 to several dollars depending on their grade. Error pieces or unusual varieties can sell for $10 to over $50. The highly dramatic minting errors, especially certified ones in top condition, can reach into the hundreds, and exceptional examples have sold at auction for amounts in the low thousands. If you love stories of hidden treasure, if you want to learn the secrets behind everyday coins, or if you simply enjoy the thrill of discovering something rare, make sure to stay with us, like this video, subscribe to the channel, and ring the bell for more coin collecting adventures. Top 4, we're taking a journey into the wide-open American West, where mountains rise, rivers carve through stone, and history echoes across miles of wilderness. And right in the palm of your hand, on a simple 25-cent coin, lives a piece of that story. This is the United States Montana quarter from the year 2007, a coin that at first looks ordinary, but for collectors, it holds a surprising world of rarity, beauty, and sometimes unexpected value. This quarter features one of the most striking designs in the entire 50-state series, a giant bison skull centered above Montana's rolling landscape. Beneath it reads the words, "Big Sky Country," a nickname as iconic as the views themselves. The design instantly caught the attention of coin collectors when it was released. Something about that bold skull against the open west makes this coin look different from all the others, and that uniqueness is exactly why people still treasure it today. But let's get into the real heart of the story. Even though millions of Montana quarters were minted in 2007, only a small percentage remain in pristine condition. And an even smaller number contain rare minting errors that elevate their value far beyond face value. This is what makes the Montana quarter so exciting for collectors, the thrill of the hunt, the possibility that any one coin could be a rare survivor. Some of the most desirable varieties show doubling on the lettering, especially around the words Big Sky Country or Montana. Others display die cracks running through the bison skull or along the state outline, tiny raised lines that collectors immediately notice. Off-center strikes, where part of the design is shifted or missing, also turn this simple quarter into something extremely collectible. Even a slight rotation between the front and back can add value, especially if the misalignment is strong and sharply visible. Think about how many Montana quarters people have spent on coffee, vending machines, or parking meters without ever noticing the small differences that could make their coin special. That's what makes coin collecting magical, the idea that a treasure could be hiding in plain sight. When a collector finds one of these unusual Montana quarters, it feels like discovering a secret message hidden in everyday change. So next time you get a Montana quarter in your hand, don't rush. Hold it up to the light. Look carefully at the bison skull, the edge, the lettering, and the background lines. Any odd detail might mean you're holding something rare. And if the coin happens to be uncirculated, shiny, and free of scratches, that alone increases its value to collectors who want the cleanest examples for their sets. Now let's talk real-world numbers. A normal circulated Montana quarter is worth 25 cents. A bright uncirculated piece can sell for $1 to several dollars. Minor errors or small doubling can go for $5 to around $20. Strong errors such as major doubling, dramatic die cracks, or off-center strikes can bring $50 to over $100. The rarest certified high-grade error examples can reach several $100s, and in exceptional auction cases, even climb into the low thousands. Top 5, and last rare coin, we are exploring a coin that carries history, honor, and hidden value all in one small piece of metal. The United States of America quarter dollar from the year 2019, War in the Pacific. This coin is part of the America the Beautiful series, but unlike many other designs, this one instantly grabs attention. It shows soldiers landing on the beaches of Guam during World War II, capturing a moment of courage that changed the course of history. This quarter is more than a simple design. It represents sacrifice, victory, and the story of an entire generation. Because of that, collectors have a strong emotional connection to it. And when a coin has both historical meaning and rare varieties, its value grows quickly in the collector world. Even though millions of these quarters were produced, only a small number remain in pure, untouched, uncirculated condition. And an even smaller number carry mistakes, minting errors, that can turn this common quarter into a surprising collectible worth far more than 25 cents. Some of the most exciting things collectors search for on the War in the Pacific quarter include doubling on the lettering, especially around the words Guam or War in the Pacific. There are coins with die chips that appear as extra blobs of metal on the soldiers' helmets, rifles, or uniforms. Some quarters show cracks on the beach lines or on the waves behind the soldiers, creating raised marks that instantly attract error collectors. Another rare type involves misaligned or rotated dies, where the front and back of the coin don't match perfectly when flipped. These are dramatic and noticeable, making them especially valuable for collectors who love bold, eye-catching mistakes. There are also off-center strikes where part of the image shifts toward the rim, sometimes cutting off parts of the design entirely. Those pieces can be extremely desirable. Imagine how many of these quarters get spent every day without anyone noticing anything unusual. Someone may have used a valuable error coin to buy a soda without ever realizing what they held. That's exactly why coin lovers check every piece carefully. It's the excitement of discovering something rare hidden in ordinary places. So next time you find a War in the Pacific quarter from 2019, take your time. Hold it up to the light. Look at every detail: the soldiers, the boats, the sand, the lettering, and the edges. Any small irregularity could mean you found a treasure waiting to be appreciated. Now let's talk real-world value. A regular circulated War in the Pacific quarter is worth 25 cents. A clean uncirculated example can sell for $1 to several dollars. Minor errors such as small die chips or light doubling sell for $5 to around $20. Medium to strong errors like larger die chips, strong doubling, or small off-center strikes can bring $50 to around $100. Major dramatic errors, fully visible and certified in high grade, can reach into the hundreds, and the rarest pieces with extreme off-center strikes or major rotated dies have sold for amounts climbing into the low thousands. If you enjoy learning about coins with history, coins with hidden value, and coins that connect us to powerful moments of the past, make sure you stay with us. Like this video, subscribe to the channel, and ring the bell so you never miss another treasure hunt in your pocket change. Thank you for watching, and may your next quarter be your next great discovery.